Hi, everybody. You know, it's another one of those going to rain stormy days. I've done what I can do. I'm sitting out here on the porch, and we're going to have a little porch talk about what's coming up with your whitetail season. I'm Ed Hunt, from Hunt Outdoors here, and I know it's just been a lot of talking, and it's kind of tough, when you're by yourself. You can't film mowing, and who wants to see it anyway? So let's talk some tactics right now and what's going on. This should be your crunch time. You're in August. If you need to get stands out, if you need to get your stuff cleaned out, shooting lanes, moving stands, topping off those food plots. I don't mean mow them down. It's not been as wet everywhere. Here, this is a phenomenal growing year. It's been super duper wet. And to be honest with you, I can't remember the last time we've had this much growth in greenery and this much in fruits and vegetables and nuts. And, it's going to make for some hard hunting early on. It really is. You're going to have to be really in touch with what these deer are wanting to eat in areas like this. Now, I realize there's places where it's been normal or dry, or it's been completely different than where we're here in the middle of the Midwest. But we've had good rain for a good month and a half through the summer now. Just seems like every time you turn around, we get a ditch washer or a gully washer, as you call it, and heck, 2 or 3 inch rains have been nothing, and it makes it tough to get out in the fields and things and gardens if you do like I do. And the other thing it does is you better have some good mosquito protection this fall, because if you don't, I got a feeling the mosquitoes and ticks in early October are going to be tremendous, because when we have been in the woods, it's a swat festival, just constant swatting. And to be honest, when deer have this much food and growth, they have exceptionally healthy body growth, fawn growth. The bucks I've been seeing have really, really good antler growth right now. And they're just in the final month of having velvet. And the thing about it is, it'll keep growing for quite a while yet. But when when the testosterone level just gets to a certain point and it shuts off, the velvet all dries up and it falls off, and it goes from an inch a day to nothing that fast. And the other side of that story is, when you're out there hunting this fall, if you've had the kind of year we've had here, you should expect better things out of your bucks, out of antler size and body size. I'm going to really be looking at their bodies this year, like I always do. I always aim to kill bucks that field dress well over 200 pounds. That's my goal. And that hasn't changed. And boy, have I seen some big old bucks. And, those 2.5-year-old bucks are in the 170s, 180s, the same like 3.5. The 3.5 can bump between 2 and 180. But once you get up over that 200 mark, and it's obvious, I mean, their neck looks big, their body looks big, they look like a great big cylinder, and they don't have a tucked up belly. You're looking at a big buck. And learn how to age the body, not just the rack. Because I've seen some really dandy 2.5 and 3.5-year-old racks that weren't mature bucks yet. I'm not telling you don't shoot them. Shoot them if you want to shoot them. I personally am waiting for that combination of things to be right. The big body, a good rack. It doesn't have to be what a lot of guys consider a trophy and I'm going to walk away from, and why would you shoot that? Because for me, my goal this year is going to be to shoot a mature buck. That's it. Here in Indiana, we get one buck in general season, and that's what my goal is going to be. And it's probably going to be like any other year. Now, I might get lucky. I'm getting those cameras out here in the next couple weeks. And once I start watching the food sources as hunting season comes up, that'll become closer and closer to where I'm worried about where they're at. The bucks are getting ready to break up here in the next 2 months. They're going to go their separate ways. And when they do, Those big bucks you've been watching this summer might be 1, 2, 5 miles down the road. You never know. They don't like living together in close proximity once the testosterone gets to a certain level. And let's face facts. You know, when you get too many bucks in an area, you start getting busted racks. We had quite a few busted racks last year. I'm anxious to see what we got. I'm anxious for you to go see what you got. So, here's some advice. Take it or leave it. You've got about 2 weeks to get out there and really knock everything back and get everything set, because, you know, if you're going to hunt early October, especially in the evenings, that's the best time. I don't care where you're at. If you don't go diving into the brush and wait for them to come to you and you know where they're feeding, evening's best, because their stomach's going to make them get up and come. You know, evening's easier for you to get in and out of the stand too. You know, I had a young man ask me why I didn't hunt mornings in October. Let me classify that. The first 3 weeks in October, well, let me tell you. Because I've got trail cameras. Oh, it's raining. And I can tell you from experience, when you're walking in, you're pushing the deer out in front of you. You don't think you are, but you are. When you come in the evening, you have the visibility. You can see most of the time where you're going. If you've got the wind in your favor and you're not set up right on the bedding area, which I don't recommend in October, then you're in good shape. So, hey, here's some advice. Get your stands out, get them ready. Get yourself ready. Get in a little better shape if you can. Start shooting your equipment. And before you know it, hunting season's going to be here. That means getting your chores done too, because I know I've got a ton of them. So anyway, that's my advice for you today. If you got any questions, hit me up here. I'll try to answer them in the comments. And hey, if you like what you see, subscribe. And as hunting season comes along, maybe we can start showing you some live tree stand action. Take care, everybody. And remember, it's crunch time to get your stuff done.